And now, with the truth having been dragged kicking and screaming like a vampire into the light, the Triad's lies are steadily crumbling. It is now that the awakened beast smells their fear and is ravenous for justice. At the end of the last episode, we told you that we were going to unravel the fungal origins of SARS-CoV-2's spike protein, to trace Candida albicans' path from the Mojiang mine's deathly depths to the Triad's despicable labs of doom, and to name more names in what we aim to show you is the absolute unholiest of all conspiracies. Now it is time to hold on to your seats once more, because our continually growing pool of data tells us that SARS-CoV-2 isn't just a run-of-the-mill bioweapon, it's a fungal-spliced, hand-forged nightmare, a plague stitched together by Soviet, American and Chinese hands, and its open reading frames are a kill script that its architects have cleverly etched into RNA. Its resulting white clot's a death sentence and a driving force that has choked the life from millions. Our lab results revealing the truth: 4,900 parts per million phosphorus, 2,500 parts per million sulfur, 400 to 900 parts per billion tin. Like we have stated before, these insane numbers just laugh in nature's face. The Triad thought they could bury this horror, but the beast hungers for justice, and we're dragging their sins into the light. This episode of An Unholy Triad, the birth of a plague, is a brutal descent into the fungal abyss, because the most damning revelations are starting here, and they'll make your blood run cold. It all began in 2012 in the Mojiang mine, a dank, bat-infested hellhole in Yunnan, China, just a few hundred miles from the Wuhan Institute of Virology's labs. 6 miners were sent in to clear bat guano, and what they stirred up wasn't just dust. It was doom. 3 of them died, choking on their own lungs, a mysterious respiratory illness that left doctors baffled. Samples from the mine, later analyzed by WIV, revealed a novel coronavirus, RATG13, a close match to SARS-CoV-2. But that's not the whole story. Our investigation uncovered the real spark: Candida albicans, a fungal yeast thriving in the mine's guano, notorious for deadly infections in human mucosa. This wasn't just a virus, it was a fungal hybrid, a monster waiting to be weaponized. The Mojiang mine is now guarded by the PLA, off limits to outside research, a tomb of secrets the Triad doesn't want you to see. Candida albicans isn't your average yeast, it's a killer, thriving in human mucosa, capable of lethal infections when armed with the right genes. Our labs confirmed its fingerprints in SARS-CoV-2's spike protein. ORF19, the clot-spawning demon driving fibrinogen worldwide into amyloid hell, matches or mimics Candida's spike, hypermutable immune evasion straight out of Soviet bioweapon playbooks. ORF11 mirrors Candida's RNA binding, prolonging cellular chaos, echoing an American recombination trick. And ORF29, with tin at 400 to 900 parts per billion, locks clots into permanence, an insidious Chinese bioweapon touch. Make no mistake, they're lab transplants, fungal venom fused into a viral shell. The Mojiang miners didn't just die of a virus, they were the first victims of a fungal hybrid, a blueprint the Triad turned into a global slaughter. Wuhan Institute of Virology logs, leaked in 2020, detail Xi Zhengli's team collecting bat coronaviruses from that mine, grafting Candida's genes onto RATG13, weaponizing the spike protein that would become SARS-CoV-2's killing edge. The Mojiang spark was just the beginning. The Triad turned it into a raging inferno. Soviet labs under monsters like Ken Alibek had been weaponizing fungi since the 1970s. They mastered fibrin misfolding agents, twisting proteins into amyloid traps. ORF19's 4,900 parts per million phosphorus clots carry their stench. American labs fueled by Fauci's NIH millions, a total at the time of $3.7 million funneled to EcoHealth Alliance in 2014 to 2019, pushed the boundaries. Peter Daszak's 2018 defuse pitch to DARPA begged for $14.2 million to bolt fungal genes onto SARS-like bugs, which echoes ORF10 and ORF12, enhancing glycosylation and immune evasion. Ralph Barrick at UNC Chapel Hill. Now, whether history records it as him simply acting naively or not, Barrick sealed our fate when he taught the Wuhan Institute of Virology all they needed to then go on and successfully graft Candida's spike onto what once were less lethal bat viruses. Indeed, it is with this newly obtained knowledge that she and Chen Wei, like witches with a cauldron, fused it all together, and now as the final result we have ORF14 amplifying apoptosis, with ORF18 driving fibrinoid to amyloid transition. Candida albicans was the spark. She was the one in control of building the fire, and shared knowledge is what turned it into a bioweapon from hell, a fungal viral hybrid that's killing us slow. The Triad's fungal architects also needed people to help hide their crimes. Alibek, Fauci and Xi are not the only people our research points a finger at. More names deserve to be dragged into the light. Meet Christian Andersen, born in 1978. He is a Danish virologist at Scripps Research and was a key player in Fauci's February 1, 2020 cover-up crew. Andersen co-authored Proximal Origin, burying lab leak talk, concealing the fact that Wuhan Institute of Virology scientists had successfully grafted Candida genes, his silence and worse, his lies. We can say that due to those two things alone, ORF12's immune dodge, 30% T-cell suppression, will forever reek of his complicity. And Zhou Peng, born 1976, a cutting-edge virologist working under Xi Jinping, PLA major. Zhou led fungal integration experiments. His work was funded jointly by the CSIRO and the Chinese Academy of Sciences. It examined bat immunology and the role of interferons, and how bats are rich reservoirs for emerging viruses, including many that are highly pathogenic to humans and other mammals, and many of which cause significant morbidity and mortality in humans and other mammals. This was knowledge that turned out to be vital to the Triad's work. These monsters are the unholy Chinese executioners. Their work is what turned SARS-CoV-2 into a near-perfect weapon, and their hands will forever be stained with the blood of innocent millions. The Triad's fungal ORFs aren't just add-ons. They're a kill chain designed to systematically devastate. ORF10 mislocalizes fibrin processing enzymes, ensuring clots resist breakdown. A team player clocking in at around 10% of the pathology per our models. ORF12, funded by NIH grants, enhances glycosylation, cloaking the virus from immunity. Another stealth method of the kill. ORF14, a Soviet-inspired apoptosis trigger, forces infected cells to self-destruct, amplifying fungal spread and causing more death. And of course we cannot forget about ORF18, as it drives fibrinoid to amyloid transition, locking in our 4,900 parts per million on average phosphorus clots, a devious part of the nightmare. Together, these fungal ORFs turn SARS-CoV-2 into a systemic plague. If our modeling is correct, and God help us if it is, in a short period of time, the data says we will see vascular amyloidosis that chokes off blood flow. And our clot data has already proven now that this is taking place. Cardiac amyloidosis that in many triggers sudden heart failure, finally cascading into full systemic amyloidosis for those who survive long enough to see it, a process that absolutely ravages organs and prion-like neurodegeneration, with ORF19 seeding tau and alpha-synuclein, a horrifying fate that mirrors Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, only greatly amplified. Our evidence is totally clear. This isn't a natural virus. It's a sick and twisted, clandestine, fungal-enhanced, slow-kill death machine. And the worst part is, the Triad built it to bloody well last. The Triad knew if the fungal truth got out that it would damn them, so they buried it down deep. The Wuhan Institute of Virology's 2013 Mojiang report, published in Nature, mentioned RATG13 but conveniently scrubbed Candida albicans. George F. Gao, Chinese CDC Director 2017 to 2022, torched the wet market lie in May 2020, but hid the fungal spark. Fauci's NIH, with its funneling of $3.7 million to EcoHealth, funded these fungal experiments, then went ahead and silenced whistleblowers like Dr. Stephen Quay, whose 2020 Bayesian analysis had irrefutably proven the lab origins. World Economic Forum's Davos 2020 and World Health Organization's $4.8 billion budget pushed the natural origin lie, while ORF-19's fungal clots piled up bodies. Clotting in up to 45% of the jabbed, with our 7-year projected immune fade, we are watching a slow-motion modern-day Holocaust take place. They thought that they could hide the fungal truth, but our lab results now scream out louder than their lies. It's just as we said. In 1939, Nazi doctors murdered 70,000 undesirables with gas, injections, and starvation. The Triad's fungal-enhanced bioweapon is Action T4 2.0. Candida albicans, weaponized by Xi and Zhou Peng, drives ORF-19's 4,900 parts per million phosphorus clots, found in as high as 45% of the embalmer's corpses, whilst a staggering 80% of victims that found themselves stuck on vents were no less than slaughtered. This isn't a life-saving medicine, it's a stealthily run form of all-out global eugenics, a cull greenlit by Fauci, World Economic Forum's Great Reset, and World Health Organization's control grid. The fungal spike doesn't just infect, it selects, targeting the frail, the old, the vulnerable, a death toll to make history's worst monsters flinch. Hospitals and nursing homes under direct orders from our globalist overlords became injection-driven death wards. Medics pawns in a fungal genocide, and the Triad's architects laugh all the way to the bank. The Triad's fungal nightmare can't hide in the shadows anymore. The beast is tearing it apart, lawsuits are piling up, investigations are closing in. Anderson, Xi, Zhou Peng and their foot soldiers will all face the fire. Our labs won't stop. ORF-10, ORF-12, ORF-14, ORF-18. Combined they are the Triad's fungal kill chain, and we're mapping every link. There's still a fight left in us. Antifungal agents could target Candida's legacy, furin inhibitors could block and prevent cleavage, modulators could douse the inflammatory hell. Decisive action can claw us back from the brink, but only if we act now before this fungal plague buries us all. Demand the truth, demand justice, support independent science and journalism. Visit puremediaaustralia.org to join the fight and share this series, because the beast won't be tamed and it hungers for more. On the next episode, we dig even further into ORF chemistry. We will show you more of the breakthroughs in science used to create this fungal hybrid plague, and we will show you who's still pulling the strings as we learn how the Triad's greed turned millions into corpses. Stay with us. This beast's appetite for justice is insatiable, and the most gut-wrenching truths and whistleblowers' testimonies are yet to come.
From the shadows of science, a dark revelation has emerged. Three programs, one plague, the truth encoded and hidden in plain sight. And our team of independent investigators and scientists have cracked the code. But the story doesn't end here. It's just beginning. What dirty secrets did we find whilst uncovering the birth of a plague? And just what truths await in the records of those who don't want you to know? Join us on Patreon and step behind the beast curtain. Exclusive interviews, unseen footage, the full picture. Be part of the investigation that could change the world. Support Pure Media Australia, and together we will unlock the secrets. And with your support we can continue to uncover the truth.